Alright, everybody. Back in Virginia tonight. Rock Ridge. Last time out was a 6-4 victory for the Rails. Changing the angle up tonight. We are down on the end where we're going to be playing offense twice. I also didn't bring the monopod tonight, so hand holding the gimbal. We'll see how it goes. All right, 17 minutes on the clock. Starting lineup tonight looks like we've got Ruxin centering Gray and Tony. Miles and Matt at the point. Opening draw controlled by Gray. Rockridge takes it away, dumps it down into the zone. Offside or icing waved off. Miles picks it up behind the net. Battling down in the corner. Sent out front, held in at the point. Sent into the corner. Rockridge tries to work out front, end up in behind the net. Sent to the point. Down into the slot, taken away by Ruxin. Out of the zone here. And as he steps in, offsides the call. Just 41 seconds into the period, we'll get a neutral zone faceoff here. Declan wins the draw. He's got possession. They'll go into the offensive zone on the far side. Sidesteps one. Puck hits a skate. Rockridge will take it away. Played up to the line, but not out. Matt has. In the high slot, pushes it down. Cleared by Rockridge. Garrett hustles back. He'll circle around. Starts ahead. Up for Declan. That's off a stick. Too far. Rockridge tries to send it back the other way, taken away by Max. Declan now, bottom of the circle, shot wide of the net. Wolverines start out near side. Use the red line, dump it in. Declan, poke checked off his stick. Griffin pushed into the wall. Puck comes loose to center ice. Wolverines have it into the zone. Back pressure there, takes it away. Wolverines get it back, dumped in from center ice. Garrett plays it in behind the net. Dump down, Rockridge picks this one up. Break wide pass into the zone onside, near side. Declan clears it for Griffin. Rockridge are cleared again. Miles runs into a player there. Puck ends up in the zone, offsides. Will is still in. So we will get a face-off just outside the Wolverines' end. Brecken on the dot. He's got Will and Bria on the wings. Declan shoves it into the zone. Rockridge all the way down. That's going to go for icing. 14-13 left in the first. Icing called, so Proctor will have a draw here to the left of the Wolverines goaltender. Wolverines control into the corner. Right up the wall. Brecken has it there, sends it back around behind. Played up the wall, held in at the point by Miles. Will battling for it at the blue line, does hold that there. Cross for Brecken. Tries to give it back to Will. Played up to the point, Miles holds. Shot from there, off the shoulder. Wolverines with the rebound. Play it up and out the far side. Rink wide pass doesn't connect. Matt has it in behind the net. Plays off the far wall for Will. Stretch pass up to Brecken. Into the zone he goes. Will steps up. Miles does hold the point. Pushes it in behind the net. Wolverines from their own corner. Stretch pass out of the zone. Deflected, but too far. Garrett rims it around near side, all the way out of the zone. Wolverines, first one's on it. They'll send it right back in. Icing the call. And since it was sent from this side of the red line, faceoff comes to the dot outside the Rockridge end. Wolverines win the drawback. Sent across. Dumped into the zone. That bounces back out front. It's played by Jace. Sent right back to him. He'll cover. 12:43 left in the first. Defensive zone draw here for the Rails. Matt clears it around the wall, but not out. Wolverines shot from the wall, blocked high into the far corner. Puck comes free to Gray. He'll pass across for Tony. Tony up for Rux into the offensive zone. Takes a man out, loses the puck. Miles steps up, can't hold the zone. Garrett will come across and pick that one up. Garrett tries to play it ahead. That's intercepted. Garrett gets it back though. Up out of the zone near side. Into the zone with speed. He'll shoot. Kick save. Puck's loose. Played up the wall. Garrett from the half wall sends it back in. Wolverines intercept. Chip it off the wall. Garrett takes it away. Wolverines steal that into the offensive zone. They come. Hard shot. Kick save. Rebound into the corner. Up to the line. Gray does get it out. Played right back in. They're on sides. Garrett tries to clear. It's intercepted in the slot. Shot. Fanned on. Tony has it now on the near side. Reaches center ice. Dumps it in. Wholesale line change behind him. Wolverines will play from the far corner. Good pressure there from Griffin. Forces him to retreat. They'll send it back in. Played up ahead. Rink wide pass. Poke check by Declan. Holds his own temporarily. Wolverines able to exit on second effort. And into the zone. Offsides. 10:57 remains in the first. Faceoff comes outside the Rails end. Wolverines win the draw, reach center ice, dump it in. Matt from behind his own net, reverses back. Max on the far wall, chips it ahead. Gray up and out of the zone. Oh, it's Declan. My bad. 2-on-1 as they cross. Griffin coming with. Shot off the post, wide of the net. That was Declan. Max puts one on net. That's gloved and held onto. Declan centering Max and Griffin. Wolverines win it, play it up the wall. Miles steps up, holds the zone. Declan has to the slot for Griffin. He pushes this one towards the net. It does make it in on net, gloved by the Rockridge goaltender. He'll hang on. Rockridge in the corner. Send it around. Played up to the half wall. Backhanded ahead. Matt holds the zone. Pushes this one towards the net. Stick saved and covered as Bria's right on the doorstep looking for a rebound. Brecken wins. Rockridge takes that one. Battling along the half wall. Will up front. Puck rolled off his stick into the slot. Right up and out of the zone. Rails forced to retreat. Matt picks this one up in the circle. He'll retreat behind the net. Intercepted on the pass. Miles, good stick there, forces it down to the corner. Did a 5-player scrum in the corner there. Will comes out with it. Up for Bria, out of the zone. Into the offensive zone. The dump in goes off a shin pad. Stick to the side by the goaltender. Will has it on the half wall, sends it back to the corner. Played up to the line and out. Miles had retreated. He plays it back in, but Will had not come back out yet, so offside's the call. 9:04 left in the first. Another neutral zone face-off here. Ruxin on the dot. Drawn one back by Rockridge. They start up the near side wall. Rimmed all the way around. Fender pinches from the point. Matt picks this one up behind the net. Off the near side wall. Ruxin, backhand pass for Tony. Tony got poke checked right outside the blue line. Couldn't stop himself. Ruxin takes it in offsides. Other offsides face off here. Ruxin wins the draw back for Garrett. Backhander into the zone. That'll go all the way to the corner. Wolverines play it up. Matt holds on the far wall temporarily, but it does get cleared. Garrett has it. Up ahead for Rux, off his stick into the corner. Icing waved off on the tip. Tony battling behind the net. Wolverines have possession, start up the far wall. And offsides, one too many moves there. Neutral zone face-off coming here with 8:03 left in the first. Max with possession off the draw. Poke checked off his stick. Wolverines will dump it in, give chase. Wolverines behind the net with it. Sent out front. Jace returns it back behind the net. Centering attempt again. Comes to Max. Declan helps out. Sends it through the defender's skates. Gets the puck. Shot. Scores. Bar down. Sorry for the camera work on that one, but I think I got the goal. Declan scores that one. Assist will go to Max, I believe. Might be called unassisted. Declan back on the dot. He wins it back to Garrett. Plays ahead for Griffin. Slaps it ahead. That's taken back by the Wolverines. Into the offensive zone they go. Bottom of the circle, centered. Shot goes wide. Rebound. Saved by Jace. Puck cleared to the point. Griffin can't get it out. Wolverines will play it back down into the corner. Griffin now starts ahead. Chips this one into the offensive zone. Declan, good pressure there. Forces them behind their own net. Set out front. Max has it in the slot. Shot. Ooh, kick save. Pushed it wide. Declan plays to the corner for Griff. He tries to center. Falls down. Declan gets it back. Tries to center. That goes off a stick into the corner. Far side. Max plays it up the wall. Wolverines trying to stretch pass. Does connect. Into the zone with a breakaway. Hauled down by Matt. No call. Saved by Jace. Puck loose. And we finally get a whistle. The back referee called it. So Matt to the box, minute and a half, tripping. Miles with possession off the draw. Plays it up the wall. Brecken will skate into that one. Over to Garrett. He carries into the zone. Down the near side wall. Shot wide of the net. That rims high, far side. Miles thinks better of pinching on that, being on the penalty kill. This will be dumped into the far corner. Wolverines from behind the net, intercepted by Garrett. Plays it up the near side wall and out. Icing waved off. They call it a tip. Wolverines forced to play. All the way down. That's icing. 1:18 left in the minor to match. 5:34 left in the first. Rails still up by a score of 1-0. Puck into the corner. Wolverines have. They'll start out of their own end. Rink wide pass into the zone, onsides. Poke check, good pressure there from Brecken on the back check. Hands ahead for Will. He'll come into the offensive zone shorthanded. Backhands this one down into the end. Wolverines will start up the far wall there. Through center ice into the offensive zone. Puck squirts in behind the net. Backhand out front, that misses everyone. 37 seconds left in the minor. Wolverines start ahead from their own end. Into the offensive zone. Toe drags. Shot. Kick save from Jace. Puck in behind the net. Miles has it there. Stops, reverses course. Plays it off the far wall. Held in at the point. Shot blocked from there. Garrett clears from the wall. Brecken has. He dumps this one the length of the ice. That will make it for icing. 3 seconds left in the minor to match. 4:19 left in the first. Defensive zone draw here for the Rails. Garrett gets possession. Played through, icing indicated. They're going to wave it off. Matt, the first one on it in the corner. He centers, that goes through everyone. That'll go the length of the ice. Garrett gets it again, rims it around. That squirts to the middle. Does get out of the zone though. Rockridge retreats to their own blue line, plays it back up the near side. Garrett intercepts that one. Starts ahead into the zone. Fires a shot wide of the net. Max tries to hold the zone. Can't. Garrett will pick this loose puck up at center ice. stops, backhands it down into the zone. Rockridge out the far side, but not out. Max has it now. Hands to Declan. He tries the toe drag, gets a skate. Max with a one-timer. That's blocked out front. Sent ahead. Miles will play this one at center ice. Waits for his team to get on sides. Plays it back near side for Max. Max battling his way into the zone. Is sent back out by the Wolverines. Matt over. Rink wide pass through everybody. Wolverines start from their own end. Dump it ahead. Intercepted by Declan. Wolverines dump this one all the way down. Jace wanders out to play it. Leaves it behind the net for Matt. Puck to the circle. From the half wall. Centering attempt off a stick. Held in at the point near side. Shot from the circle there. Pad save. Cleared by Miles in behind. Miles up the near side wall. Gets it to Declan out of his zone. Hands it back to Miles. 3-on-2 as they cross center ice. Shot blocked off a shin pad. Declan fans on the centering attempt there. Rockridge, far side. Gray into the zone with Tony. Tony loses an edge. Rockridge up the near side wall. Miles picked this one up at center ice. Tries to go through traffic. It's intercepted, but Gray gets it back. He shoots this one just wide of the net from the blue line. Ruck stops one in behind the net. Tony battling for it there. Cleared up the half wall. Gray able to intercept that one. Back to the point for Miles. He walks in. Shot from the circle just wide of the net. Garrett.
Hold that!
Tipped wide of the net.
Can we not play the head? How about that?
Tony out front. The shot scores.
Number 4 has got same last time.
So with that, Rails extend the lead to a score of 2-0. 1:17 left in the first.
Who got that goal?
Tony. Brecken wins the draw back for Garrett. Intercepted by Rockridge. They're into the zone down the far side. Miles takes his man out there in the wall. Plays it up for Will. Puck held in at the point. Sent back down in behind. Garrett up to the point but not out. Held in, sent back into the far corner. Miles sent into the wall. Will sidesteps a player there. Brecken able to help him clear. Wolverines from their own blue line dump it into the penalty or into the players' bench. So neutral zone draw here with 36.5 left in the first period. Draw one back. Matt has it. He'll start in near side. Back to the middle. Hard shot. That's deflected over the net. Will, first one on it behind. He's pinned to the wall. Rockridge comes away with it to the far corner. Played ahead. Garrett intercepts at center ice. Plays it back for Will, but that's intercepted. Dumped down into the corner. 10 seconds left in the period. Matt picks it up. Rims it hard around for Bria. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. And that'll end the first period. Rails up by a score of 2-0. First period shots for the Rails, 10 for a first period save total for the Wolverines goaltender of 8. First period shot totals for Rockridge, 7 for a first period save total for Jace of 7. All right, 17 minutes back on the clock. Second period about to start. We've got Declan with Max and Griffin. Matt and Garrett at the points. Rockridge wins the draw. Pass ahead, does connect into the zone on sides to the far wall. Intercepted on the back pass. Declan ran into a player there. Garrett intercepts in the slot. Let's start out the far side. Into the offensive zone, dumps it down in. Rockridge. Stretch pass intercepted by Declan at the point. He tries to head off to Max. That's intercepted. Wolverines start out down the near side wall. They'll stop there. Down to the corner. Around behind, centering attempt, broken up. Declan up ahead for Garrett. He sends this one off a stick out of the zone. Wolverines forced to retreat in their own end. Stretch pass goes all the way down, missed by everybody. Icing is the call. 15:53 left in the second period. Rails will get the offensive zone face-off here to the left side of the Wolverines goaltender. Ducking's not going to hide you. Wolverines control the draw, played in behind their own net. Chipped up the far side wall. Matt steps up from the blue line, does hold it in. He'll backhand this one right back to the corner. Tony has it there, sends it out front. Rocks, settles it down, fires. That goes off a stick over the net. Gray tries to play back to Matt at the point. It gets past him. It's a foot race for the puck. Wolverines shoots. I think that went off of Jace wide of the net. Second attempt hits the base of the net. Rebound up front. Jace will just swallow it up. 15:20 left in the second period. A couple of good chances there for Rock Ridge. Rails will be forced to start from their own end. No official shots on net from the scorers table on that. Ruxin wins it in behind the net. Matt has it there, returns it back to Miles. That's taken away. Up the half wall. Sauced all the way across. Sent in on net. Kick save from Jace. Ruxin to the wall. Sends it ahead. Tony able to play it out. Manages to hold possession there. Couple of spin moves. Miles steps up, takes it away. Miles into the offensive zone. Over for Ruxin on the near corner. Ruxin plays back to Tony. Tony from the half wall forces it back in behind the net. Tony has it behind the net. Plays it out front. That squirts through a bunch of players. Garrett does hold the line. Taken away on his entry attempt there. Wolverines start down. Poke checked away by Garrett at the blue line. Plays it ahead for Tony. Into the offensive zone with Gray. Backhands that across. It was behind. Wolverines start ahead. Rink wide pass into the zone. Down to the bottom of the circle. Backhand shot on net. Saved by Jace. A little help from Miles there, and Jace will cover it with 14:06 left in the second. Wolverines win it back to the point. Played back down to the half wall. Bria takes it away on the wall. Sends it ahead, but not out. This one sent in on net. Pad save from Jace. Garrett around behind. Defender steps up from the blue line, sends it towards the net. Tipped in on net. Kick save from Jace. He found that last second. Garrett up to the line. He's dumped on his clearing attempt. Puck out of the zone. Wolverines get it back, right back into the zone. Played down into the corner. Brecken comes away with it now. He's out of the zone. 3-on-3 as they cross center ice. Into the offensive zone he goes. Round one. Centering attempt off the skate into the corner. Will has it now. Plays back to Garrett at the point. He fires this one into the corner, around behind. Rhea centers. It goes through everybody. Garrett steps up. One-time shot off a stick. Flutters into the near side corner. Wolverines play it up. Not out. Miles holds the line temporarily. Stolen away. Wolverines in. 2-on-1. Pass across. Settles it down. Shot scores. That beats Jace over the shoulder. 12:45 left in the second period. Wolverines have cut the lead to 1. Declan wins over for Griffin. Wolverines take that one away. Puck squirts free to Matt. He comes up near side into the offensive zone. He'll fire from the blue line. Stick save. Dropped in on the crease. The goaltender will cover. That forces an offensive zone faceoff here for the Rails. Puck down into the corner. Wolverines have possession. They'll play it around behind. Griffin rides his man into the wall. Declan battling there. Declan off the half wall with it. Still battling along the half wall. Griffin gives back to Ruxin in the slot. Or Declan, my bad. Matt has. He'll walk down the wall with it. Centers out front off the defender. Puck loose. Goal. We're going to give the credit to Matt on that one, and Rails extend their lead back to 2. Score is now 3-1. 36 unassisted is the call from the referee.
Go Rails!
Conversation over at the Rockridge bench. Center ice face off, set to be taken by Brecken. Rockridge plays it back. They'll start ahead now. Down the near side wall, dumps into the corner. Garrett drops, has possession. Starts up through center ice. Into the offensive zone. Bumped into on the far wall. Rockridge takes that one away. Rink wide pass squirts into the slot. They'll start up ahead. Through center ice into the zone. Over to the far wall. Stops there. Puck underneath him, played in behind the net now. Matt stops, starts back up that wall. He's run into. Shot save there from Chase. Rebound into the circle. Played up to the point and out. Good clear there by the Rails. I think that was Will. Rockridge circles behind their net. Played hard off the near side wall. Passed ahead into the offensive zone they come. Toe drag there, taken away. Garrett takes his man out. He's going to go. Interference the call. Garrett, minor penalty. Minute and a half on the board with 10:57 left in the second period. Rockridge wins the draw, back to the point. Walks down the half wall. Sent out front, that goes all the way through. Wolverines, possession on the far wall. Still looking, sent out front. They've got it in the slot. Matt takes this one away, plays it off the glass and out. Icing indicated. .33 left in the second period. Forced down into the corner by Rockridge. Miles plays it back up the wall. Held in at the near side point. Back down to the corner from Matt. Matt has it on the half wall. Sends this one ahead out of the zone. Rockridge forced to regroup at center ice. Poke check by Brecken. One-on-one as he enters the zone. Toe drags to the middle. Back pressure there forces the puck wide of the net. Wolverines to start up the near side wall. Dumped in. That goes off of Miles. Wolverines get it back. Miles pushed into the end wall there. Taken down. No call. And finally we do get a call on the behind the play. Wolverines. Number 12 going to the box. Minor penalty for roughing. So that negates the last 50 seconds of the 2-minute penalty to Garrett. Both teams will skate 4-on-4. Pushed in on net. Cleared to the point. Wolverines able to get it out of the zone. Miles intercepts at center ice, tries to play ahead for Ruxin. That's intercepted. Miles gets it back, sidesteps at the red line. Into the offensive zone, just on sides. Puck squirts to the blue line. Gray over to Ruxin. Spin move. Shot from a low angle off the post into the in behind. Ruxin now has behind the net. Sends this one back in behind. Wolverines up to the blue line, hits the defender. Rink wide pass out of the zone. Matt will pick this one up with speed into the offensive zone, dumps it, gives chase himself. Penalty to Garrett over. He's back on the ice. Battle along the near side wall. Puck squirts out into the circle. Matt battling there. Backhanded ahead. Miles can't quite get it. Foot race there. Wolverines have possession. Sent out front into the slot. Shot fanned on. Gray will play it to the near far side wall. Sent back in behind by the Wolverines. Matt up the near side wall here. Surveys. Fans on his dump-in attempt. Falls down. Able to play it ahead, but the Wolverines intercept. Dump back down in behind. Miles has it from behind the net. Starts ahead. Backhand attempt over to Gray. Intercepted. Gray able to take that one away. Force it down the wall. Played up the far side wall. Out of the zone. Both teams back to full strength now. And icing on that. 7:41 left in the second period. Declan on this face-off. Wolverines win. Held in by Miles at the point. He sends it into the near side corner. Played in behind the net. Wolverines stretch pass in offsides, but they call it onsides. Centered and scores.
right, Jace.
Wolverines once again cut the lead in half. Score now 3-2, 7:18 left in the second period.
Go, Rails.
Miles has possession, plays ahead forward. Griffin just too far. Played over. Max intercepts, waits for his team to get back on sides. Back pressure there, takes it away. Wolverines up through the middle into the offensive zone. Shot on net, blocked aside by Jace. Declan runs into Miles. He'll play it in behind for Garrett. Garrett backhands this one off the glass, out of the zone. That one dies, icing waved off. Wolverines from behind their own net send it through the middle. Up out of the zone they come. Backhanded into the zone, taken away by Garrett. He goes back near side, sidesteps a player there, sidesteps another. 4-on-1 as they cross the line. Near side, backhander goes wide of the net. Garrett plays it to the near side corner. Griffin steps up, uses his skate to keep it in. He's dumped in the corner. Wolverines come back near side, held in by Garrett at the blue line. He fires a shot. I think that goes wide of the net. Check that. That was blockered aside. Battle down below the goal line. Comes out. Garrett from the near side circle. Gloved and held onto on that shot. 5:45 left in the second period. Face off, squirts into the slot. Wolverines have possession. They come down the near side wall, dump it in from outside the line. Garrett in the far corner, battling there. He's got a player pinned. Brecken comes over to help. He gets the puck. Brecken backhanded ahead to Will. Out of the zone. Into the offensive zone down the near side. Sidesteps a player there. Bottom of the circle, a shot off a pad. Rebound played in behind the net. Played up and out of the zone. Matt takes this one away, waits for everyone to get on sides. He'll start into the zone, far side. They say he had possession as he entered. Dumps into the slots. Wolverines clear back up the near side wall. Matt has it at the blue line. Fires a shot off a stick. Bria shoots it from the slot. That's blocked. Wolverines try to thread one in behind. This comes in wide of the net. Icing is called. 4:40 left in the second period. Rails get another offensive zone faceoff here. Puck still bouncing around in the circle. Miles has it at the point now. Sends this one wide of the net. Tony will hustle over to the far side wall. Chips that up off a body. Wolverines have it. Sent ahead. Declan takes the guy out. He's going to go to the box. Apologies, that's Gray. So Gray for tripping. 4:22 left in the second period. 2-minute minor because we're playing 17-minute periods. Brecken on the draw. Over to the wall, Matt has. Plays it up the wall. He'll dump this one out. That'll go all the way down for icing. A little bit too stiff. I choose 7 seconds off the clock, though. Draw one back to Matt. He's able to chip this one up and out through the middle. Will gets a stick on it there. Into the offensive zone down the far wall. Stops along the wall. He's stripped of the puck. Three players on him there. Rink wide pass into the offensive zone. Sent back the other way. That goes through everyone. Wolverines have it on the far wall. Knocked away by Matt. Brecken now up ahead. Able to force it out of the zone. Wolverines dump it back in, but offsides. 1:22 left in the minor penalty to Gray. 3:44 left in the second. Faceoff comes outside the Rails end on the offsides call. Will walks into this one on the draw. He'll dump this one in. Wolverines start out from behind their own net. Played up near side. That deflects off a stick down the other end. Miles has in the circle, sends it ahead. That ticks off a stick through neutral zone, and the Wolverines will be forced to regroup. Miles intercepts, dumps this one all the way down. That'll go for icing. 45 seconds left in the minor penalty to Gray. 3:07 left in the period. Rails forced to start from their own end once more. Over to the wall. Garrett has possession. Chips that up the far corner. Sent back in behind. Wolverines set up behind the goal line. Sent to the top of the circle. Back down to the corner. Miles puts the pressure on there along the wall. Wolverines send it out front. Puck comes to the goal line. They're battling away. Jace has the post sealed, so give him a save on that one. 19 seconds left in Gray's penalty. 2:41 left in the second. Wolverines win it back to the point. Shot from there. Puck loose. Jace has it. He covers. Puck comes to the near side point. Stick was dropped. Tipped wide of the net. Garrett still has it in the corner. He's got two men on him. Wolverines come away with it. Played it back up into the circle. At the blue line. Gray back on the ice. He changes. Shot on net. Saved by Jace. Rebound into the corner. Garrett plays it ahead for Declan. He plays it off the glass. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Sent back down. Centering attempt ends up in behind the net. Garrett plays it up the wall. It's taken away. Centering attempt off of Garrett. Wolverines in behind the net. They start out near side. Steps up from the half wall there. Max able to get it out of the zone. He'll dump it in. Wolverines circle behind their net, send it back near side. Max hustles over, able to play that back down the wall. They center, that's intercepted by Griffin. He sidesteps a player there, walks down into the slot. His shot goes off a stick into the corner. Wolverines, rink wide pass. Clearing attempt hits Declan. Second attempt finally does get him out of the zone. They'll backhanded head into the offensive zone. Oh, he waited, dumped it in. Offsides by about 12 feet. 1:03 left in the second period. Okay, their second goal was offsides by about 1.5 feet too. Wolverines take possession off the draw. Miles takes it away in the corner. Plays it ahead for Max. Max starts ahead. Backhands. He's behind Declan. It's taken away by the Wolverines. Down the near side wall. Sent in. Jace knocks it down. Matt picks this up. Played off the wall. Not out. Intercepted. Backhander towards the net goes wide. Miles battling in the near side corner. Declan comes over to help. Miles up the wall with it. Got a player draped on him. Gets it out of the zone. Sent right back in. And they're going to call offsides. .4 left in the second. Face-off comes outside the Rails end.
Go, Rock.
Draw comes into the zone. Matt has possession. 17 seconds left. Time for one rush. Shot from the blue line off a stick. Hits the netting. 12.1 left. Rails get an offensive zone draw. Buxton pushes it ahead. Wolverines in the corner. They'll play it in behind the net. 7 seconds left. They start out near side. Play it up to the line and out. 1 second left. And as they dump it down, the second period is over. We're going to get a 15-minute break for resurfacing, and we'll come back for the third period. Second period shot totals for the Rails, 4. For a second period save total for the Wolverines goaltender of 3. Second period shot totals for the Wolverines, 7. For second period save total for Jace, 5. After 2, score is 3-2, favoring the Rails. We will be back in about 15. And here come your Proctor Rails. All right, here we go. Third period, ready to start. Jacqueline about to take the draw. He's got Max and Griff on his wings. Miles and Garrett at the points. Rockridge wins that one back. They'll start out from their own blue line. Jumped into the zone. Push back in behind. Miles has it there in the far corner. Sends it across. Tips off Griffin's stick into the near side zone. Won't make it for icing. Wolverine's forced to play it. In behind their own net they go. Chips that near side. Max takes it away on the half wall for Griffin. Back into the circle. Max towards the net. That's taken away. Miles a jump up. He plays that one off a body into the corner. They come all the way across. That's behind everyone, but they'll end up with the puck. Jumped into the zone. Garrett knocks that one down, starts back out. Sidesteps the defender there into the offensive zone, 2-on-2. Into the slot, fires a hard shot. Blocker save, drops, cleared wide of the net. They'll say it's under him. 1:06 into the third period. Garrett fires a rocket off the blocker. We'll get an offensive zone drop for the Rails. Brecken wins the draw over to Garrett. He'll fire from the top of the circle. Tip goes wide of the net. Bria has. She tries to center. That goes off a body. Sends it back out front. Return back behind the net. Will has. He turns. He's ridden into the wall behind the net. Sends it out front. Brecken with it there. Shoots it. That's deflected. He couldn't get the puck settled down. Will takes it away, top of the circles. Wolverines get it back and shove it out of the zone. Garrett will step ahead. Plays it to the line, but not in. Wolverines into the zone. Pass across, deflected to the near side wall. They'll rim it around. Garrett from the far half wall. Stops, starts, out of the zone. Played into the zone, dumped right back out again. Wolverines have numbers as they cross the line. Pass across, returned into the slot, hard shot, hit the crossbar, ends up behind the net, comes back out front, backhand shot, that's a save from Chase. Another shot from the slot. Save from Chase again. Wolverines with three quick shots in this shift. Played up the wall, but not out. They'll play it back to the blue line. Shot from there, lofted into the far corner. Sent in on net from the far wall. Wraparound attempt. Comes across the crease and they score. Wolverines have tied the game at 3 with 14:26 left in the third after extended zone time.
Go Green!
Ruxin wins it back to Miles. He sidesteps ahead. Tony back to Miles. Dumped in on the near side wall. Wolverines play behind their own net. Gray steps up. Forces the puck in behind. Wolverines deflects off a stick, comes to the point. Miles walks down the wall, loses possession, played out. Matt retreats into his own end. He goes in behind the net. Pass up ahead, misses everyone. That'll go for icing. 13:52 left in the third period. Rails forced to start from their own end. Wolverines have the wall. That's dumped down in behind. Centered out front, shot off the base of the net. Miles ahead for Ruxin, that rolled off the end of his stick. Wolverines from their own blue line start ahead into the offensive zone down the far side. Toe drag doesn't get around Matt. He plays to the point but not out. Shot from there, blocked. Puck still in the slot. Hard shot and they score. That beat Chase 5-hole. Wolverines take their first lead of the game, 4-3. 13:22 left in the third. Draw one by Declan. Max sent it ahead. Miles intercepts, gives it over to Griff. Griff dumps this one down in behind the net. Wolverines try to send it back, intercepted by Declan. He's got it in the corner. Plays it up the wall. Max has it there, starts back down the wall. Declan will get it at the top of the circle. Shot, ramps off a stick. That hit a stanchion, bounced in behind the net. Griffin battling for it there. He's pushed off the puck. Rink wide pass behind everybody. Garrett will be the first one there at his own blue line. Plays it ahead for Declan. Through neutral ice. Sent ahead for Max into the offensive zone. Poke checked off his stick. Declan gets it back. In the slot for Griffin. Shot saved. Declan can't get his stick loose. Puck comes to the near side wall. Max has it there. He shoots one. Let's stick the side. Played up the far side wall. Wolverines turn, send it up ice. Garrett steps up at the blue line. He's got it at the half wall now. Starts ahead out of the zone. Garrett into the offensive zone, down into the slot. Poke check there, takes it away. Played up the wall. Miles has it at the point. Sidesteps one there. Up working with Dre. Puck does come out of the zone. Griffin takes it away. Declan into the zone. That wasn't Dre. Sorry, that was Declan. Wolverines from their own end dump it out. Tipped. Poke checked off of Declan's stick. Into the offensive zone they come. Taken away there. Declan's got it. Retreats down to the corner. Around behind the net. He starts out far side. Cuts back to the near side. Drop pass for Matt on the poke check. In the slot, shot wide of the net. Garrett on the far wall. Pushes this one in behind the net again. Bria hustles over. She's got it in the corner. Up the wall for Matt. That went under his stick. All the way down. Jace hands it off to Matt in the corner. He's got it around behind. Plays it ahead. That goes off a skate. Wolverines will intercept. Sent ahead all the way in, but they were offside, so the faceoff will come back in neutral ice. 10:47 left in the third. Wolverines into the zone, in the slot. Poke checked away by Matt. He takes this one up the near side wall. Cuts to the middle. Shot from the blue line. Hits a shin pad. Rio with the rebound. Pushes it wide. Matt behind the net. Sends it back out front. Brecken at the blue line has it. He walks in. Shot from a high slot. Doesn't make it. Matt sends it back out front. Rio at the backhand shot. Scores! Rio with the tying goal from Matt and Brecken. Game's tied at 4, 10:21 left in the third period. Gray with possession off the draw into the offensive zone, rolled off the end of his stick. They're going to call that offsides. I think Tony was in a half step early. So we'll reset on the dot just outside the blue line here. Wolverines with possession. They send it out. Went ahead up the near side wall. Miles, first one on it in the corner, in behind the net. Plays it up the wall. Gray able to chop this one out. Wolverines come right wide. That misses. Stick lift there from Tony. Forces the dump out to be delayed. Back far side. Shot faked. Gray takes that one away. Wolverines get it back into the slot. That's going to go. Delayed penalty for tripping is going to go on Matt. Two minutes on the clock. Rails to the penalty kill. 9:40 left in the third. Game is tied at 4. Wolverines win it back to the point. Played back down to the half wall. That skips over a stick. Garrett trips and falls. He was toe picked. Wolverines from behind the net. Back to the near side point. Down to the corner. Centering attempt. It goes back to the corner. Wolverines switch sides. Sent out in front. Puck skips up and over. Will starts ahead. He's 2-on-3s. He enters the zone. 1-on-3 now. Stripped off the puck. Will puts pressure on the far side wall. Wolverines start into the zone. Will come around near side. Slapped hard into the corner. Wolverines from behind the net try to center. That's taken away. Brecken has it. He'll dump it off the wall all the way down. Nobody will play it. That'll go for icing. 8:42 left in the third period. 1:02 left in the minor penalty to Matt. Draw one back, shot, kick, save. Rebound poke to the corner. Wolverines back to the near side point. Across the blue line, D to D. Dumped into the corner. Garrett takes it away there. Goes up the far side wall. That does make it up and out of the zone. Wolverines come back near side, start ahead. Into the offensive zone they go. In the slot, shot, saved. Jace covers. 8 or 9 left in the third. 29 seconds left in that minor penalty. Rails still down a man. Declan wins it. That was fired through the crease by Miles. Max does force it up and out. Wolverines back down into the zone. They were offsides though, so that draw will come outside the zone. 14 left in the minor penalty. 7:54 left in the third. Wolverines into the zone off the draw, offsides. Another 6 seconds off the penalty there. 8 seconds left now. 7:48 left. Yeah. We'll start a face-off outside the zone on this side. Draw one back to Garrett. He sidesteps the player at the blue line, able to force the puck up and out. 2 seconds left. One. Matt's free from the box as they dump a pass all the way down. That's going to go for icing. 7:35 left in the third. Rails get an offensive zone draw. Declan on the dot. He's got Griffin and Max with him. Declan wins it back. Matt can't control. Wolverines ahead 2-on-1 into the offensive zone. Pass across, pass back. That goes behind. Matt from the corner starts ahead. Hands off to Griffin, who gives it to Declan. Declan into the offensive zone. Poke checked off his stick just at the top of the circle. Stretch pass. Goes through everybody. Wolverines into the zone. Dump it around. Garrett ahead for Max. Wolverines down from the blue line. Hold the zone. Send this one out front. Matt picks this one up in the slot. Hook checked off his stick at the blue line, but he does get it out. Dumps it ahead. Doesn't make it out. Declan crosses the red line into the offensive zone. Tries the toe drag. Hits a skate. Wolverines ahead on the near side. Top of the circle. Into the corner. They'll rim it around. Far side point. One-time shot there. Bounces in on net. Rebound. Clears by Matt off the save from Jace. Head for Griffin. He fanned on a tip. That'll go for icing. 6:22. 6:22 left in the third. Game still tied at 4. Rails will start from their own end. Draw one back to Matt from Rux. He rims it hard around. This is going to go all the way down. Can Tony make it? He will not. Icing the call. We'll reset and do it again. Draw back to the point. Shot. That was wide. Knocked into the corner. Tony's got it in behind the net. Or is that Miles? Hard to tell through all this glass. Miles starts ahead. Out of the offensive zone into the offensive zone he goes. Tries to center. That goes off his skates. Wolverine's able to clear. Matt will pick this one up in neutral ice. Plays it back up ahead for Gray. Goes through his skates. Battling along the sidewall now. Puck squirts into the offensive zone. Matt picks this one up. Retreats behind the net. Loses possession. He's stripped of the puck behind the net. Wolverines take it back. Matt gets it back now. Up ahead for Tony. That's intercepted. Puck squirts into the slots. Miles Up off the far wall. Ahead, but not out. Sent back towards the net. Deflected away by Matt. Centered. Ruxin will skate into this one on the near side circle and start ahead. Passes up for Tony. Tries to hand it back. That's taken away by the Wolverines. Into the offensive zone they come. Down to the circle. Bottom of the circle. Shot wide of the net. Sent back out front. Wolverines send it in behind. Back to the slot. Shot. Kick save. Rebound. Puck still loose. Squirts free. Ruxin to the near side wall. Wolverines back down to the corner. Garrett has it there. Garrett starts ahead. Darts to the center. Through neutral ice into the offensive zone. He's getting hacked. Tries to backhand that one ahead. It hits a stick. Tony centers. Nobody there. Lyon is changing behind him. Sent ahead. Into the offensive zone. Wolverines have possession along the half wall. Tony plays it ahead for Will. That's not quite far enough. Puck stays in the zone. Now Tony ahead for Will. Will down into the offensive zone. Ahead for Brecken. He's in behind the D. Good poke check there. Knocks it to the corner. Will battling in the corner with Brecken. Brecken stops. Works back to the corner. Back to the point for Garrett. Garrett walks down to the circle. Fires a shot through traffic. That deflects into the end wall off a shin pad. Bria tries to center. Wolverines take this one away. Loft it one off a shin pad and out of the zone. 1-on-3 as they cross center ice. Tries a toe drag. Puck in behind the net. Stops, comes back near side. Centers. Shot from the slot. Gloved and held onto by Jace. He found that one. Dangerous pass out front right into the middle of the slot. 3:25 left in the third. Game still tied at 4. Puck squirts into the far side corner. Garrett has it there. Chips it up the wall. Held in. Garrett gets it back on the half wall. He'll start ahead. Tries to play it ahead. That goes off a skate. Bria able to clear the zone. That goes off a skate as well. Icing waved off. Wolverines behind their own net. Play it right back. Play it up the near side half wall. Brecken takes the puck away there just outside the end. Starts back into the zone. 3-on-2. Down into the slot. Poke checked away from him. Wolverines start out. 2-on-3 as they cross center ice. That'll go down into the corner. Matt picks this one up behind the net. Chips it up the far wall. That's held in at the point. Wolverines center, taken away by Garrett. Hands off to Brecken. He's able to get it out of the zone. Brecken down the near side. Side steps to the middle. Puck ends up on net and covered. 2:19 left in the third period. Rails get the offensive zone draw here. Declan will take the dot. Max and Griff on his wings. Miles and Matt at the points. Puck squirts to the half wall. Battle there for it. Back to the point. Miles steps up. Holds the point zone. Still battling. Declan walks off the wall with it. He's met by 3 players. Wolverines start out ahead. Up the far side wall. Poke checked away by Matt. He starts out 1-on-4. Comes through center ice. Around the circle. Out front. Shot. Save. Rebound comes to the near side corner. Griffin's got it. Centers. Matt can't get a stick on that one. Puck played back to the corner. Matt will be the first one on it there. Centers out front. Max has it roll off the end of his stick. Plays back to the point for Declan. He sidesteps a player there. Down the wall. Down into the dot. Bottom of the circle. Shoots. Rebounds out front. It's still loose. Puck's still squirting around. It's in the near side circle now. Wolverines start ahead. Rink wide pass gets him out of the zone. 1:16 left in the third. Into the zone. Offsides the call. 1:12 left in the third. We'll get a neutral zone draw. Boxing on the neutral zone draw. Gray controls, dumps it out. Miles gets it now. Rink wide pass for Tony. He does get it. Bounced off his stick. Wolverine's able to recover. They'll start into the offensive zone down the near side wall. Shoved this one towards the net. Gloved and held onto. 57.7 left in the third. Defensive zone face-off for the Rails. Draw comes back to the near side point. Shot blocked. Ruxin tries to clear. It's at the blue line. Second attempt. Held in by the Rock Ridge. Player's taken down there. Tony is going to go to the box. Minor penalty will be, I believe, a hold with 46.4 left in the third. Tripping. Tripping is the official call. So Tony to the box, 2 minutes for a trip. Draw one back to Garrett. He sends this one up but not out, held in at the point. They walk the line, sent down into the circle, turns, fires off a body. Garrett's got it back. Tries to play it ahead. Wolverines take that one away. Bottom of the circle, Wolverines have possession. Up to the point. Walks in, shot deflected. Garrett loses it to the circle. Wolverines shoot from the far side, near side wall, goes all the way across. Miles chips it ahead. 10 seconds left. Will gets the possession, dumps this one up and out of the zone. Played back in offsides. 4 seconds left in the period. We're headed to overtime. I mean, tie game, let's just go home. 3, 2, and 1. That'll end it. Garrett fires one on the length of the ice. It doesn't make it in time. Five minutes to go on the clock for the overtime period. All right, Tony headed back to the box. He's got a minute 14 left on his minor. Rails are going to be skating. Is it going to be 5-on-4 or 4-on-3? All right, we're going to skate 5-on-4, it looks like. Brecken on the draw. He's got Will on his wing. Rockridge has possession. Back to their own blue line. They'll start ahead. Poke checked outside the line. Will reaches the red line. He'll just dump it to the corner. Wolverines start out of their own corner. Rink wide pass. Up out of the zone. Stretch pass again. Doesn't connect, but the second player in does. Shot from the top of the circle, blocked, rebound, that goes wide of the net. Garrett up the wall, does make it out of the zone. Wolverines circle in their own end. Pass near side. Ahead again. This will be dumped in from outside the blue line. Garrett behind the net. Hard off the glass. Held in at the half wall. Wolverines to the near side point. Shot from there blocked by Will. Matt picks it up in the circle. Starts ahead. 12 seconds left in the minor penalty. Matt crosses all the way to the far side. Stops. Drops. Wolverines take it away. Into the offensive zone they go. Matt takes that away. They're going to call offsides as Tony exits the box there. 3:45 left in this overtime period. Face-off comes outside the Rails end. Wolverines win the draw back. Played up into the offensive zone. Shot off a skate, wide of the net. Comes back out front. They score. The deflected shot off the end wall came right back out front. Chase didn't see it, and they tucked it home for the win. Rockridge wins in overtime by a score of 5-4.
I just ended the game but didn't put up that score. Can I go back and edit it?
I think you can. Hopefully it doesn't restart the game.